Alright, welcome back everyone, it's your Code King Zafir. Let's jump into a very quick guild boss battle guide using the new meta when it comes to the SR weapon, the Night Killer, giving us insane damage increases and defense penetration on the target, ensuring we get maximum damage results on Jinwoo, using all our hunters to buff him up. This will cover team number 1 to ensure you get the main gist of it to get the solid damage numbers you're obviously looking for. But I do want to mention in this guide, if you have yet, to please ensure you go to your supporter page if you haven't supported us yet, or to redeem the codes if you haven't used them, because these codes are expiring very soon for thousands of essence stones and mana per extracts as well. These two are expiring, these ones are fine still, but these two giving us our main awards are expiring, so jump in. The link is down below, support us, that way you do not miss out. Supporting is free, so you want to make sure you get all the brand new codes sent to you directly. You have to wait a few hours after supporting, then you jump into your My page. You'll scroll down all the way right here, see? You scroll down from your My page to receive benefits. This is where the codes will go. The brand new codes get sent to the bottom, so do enjoy. It's my gift to all our lovely viewers, of course. Now, I do want to mention when it comes to guilds, if you want a solid guild, make sure you join our Discord server. We are actively recruiting for all our guilds right now. We have 20 plus guilds that you do not want to miss out on. Once you join a Discord server, you want to look for the support category. You want to go to open a ticket, then you want to press the application you want to make. In my case, it'll be a whale application. I'm going to press that. This will come up. You press yes, you type in I agree to make sure you want to make that ticket, you press submit, then you provide all your information in the ticket that's created for you. In my case, ticket number 0197, you put in this information right here as requested, that way we can find you a juicy guild to enjoy. And also very quick, a shout out to a role from the first comment to our last video. Here's your shout out, bro, and enjoy that juicy Discord role, of course. And speaking of shoutouts, I do want to give a few shoutouts to Materia, Mousu, Typal, Ohreung, MMOPlayer, Queen and Saiyajin for helping me out with this build guide as well. It is thanks to them and the community that we have this build possible here. So let's jump in. Let's cover every single thing you have to know when it comes to the battle itself to ensure you get a solid score. So here is the loadout, here are the artifacts. You can just copy them essentially. When it comes to your stats right now on Jinwoo, you have two options when it comes to your artifact sets, okay? You can run the arm set, that is preferred due to the defense penetration inherently on the set. Ignoring 18% of the target's defense, it's a must, so run that. You also want a high amount of defense penetration as well, which will cover. So these are effect sets here. When it comes to Yuso Hyun, make sure she has a ton of defense penetration, but also make sure she has a bit of mana consumption reduction too, to ensure she can spam her skills, right? You want to make sure she can spam her skills outright. When it comes to Libora, do not worry. We only use Libora for the buffs, but also the charm, right? The charm bonus activates from her core tank, so honestly, Libora is the least, I guess, intensively care required hunter on our team, right? She doesn't need too much. When it comes to these hunters here again, you want to have defense penetration on them, just like Jinwoo. When it comes to Jinwoo, these are our stats. You want to have 200 or 220 intelligence, based on the fact that we're using Intuit, right? Very important. You want to make sure you get the Intuit buff just because right now we are using an SR weapon. So I do want to mention when it comes to our cores, if you do not have the proper cores, you can use additional attack if you want. The difference is literally about 100 attack, which will not make a difference to your damage. You want to make sure you have defense penetration, and yes, you guessed it, more defense penetration. The dragon is susceptible to major damage if your defense penetration is at a higher amount. Damage increase does not really give us much of a benefit as much as defense pen does for this boss right now. Because the dragon has so much defense, we need this, right? And Shadow Step surprisingly isn't a must just because we have so much defense pen being applied from our hunters from Jinwoo that we don't really need to activate it too often. I've seen runs where people don't even use it one time, so that's interesting. In our run, it is used a few times, so don't worry, but honestly, it's not a huge requirement. When it comes to our SR weapon here, you can see right now, our attack is very low, and we still got a good result, so don't worry too much. You want to make sure you have the right defense penetration. I want to make sure I get that point across. Defense penetration is your savior for this battle. You want your crit damage, of course, around the 200% mark, and you want your crit to be at least, 8,000 and above to make sure you get that over crit coming in. But again, I do want to emphasize that damage increase will not pose much of a benefit. It is not required. For our runes and blessing stones right here, we're using Sharp Perception, Reawakening, Intuit, and Boss Slayer. Boss Slayer is a must for the bonus damage increase on the boss, right? Very important. You do want that coming in. When it comes to our skills, our main damage source is from Thunderstorm. You want to spam your QT over and over again So we do want that, alongside Liberation to reset our QT, right? When it comes to Liberation right here, it resets our Collapse skill, that is our Thunderstorm, that is our QT, so keep that in mind. It resets the cooldown of it every single time, so we can use it twice, giving us major damage. And you want this right here, Sonic Stream Wind Shroud, to ensure we get these bonuses right here, increasing our attack by 3.3% at the Transcendent mark, stacking up to 10 times. That is what we call huge. So this is a skill you have to use. These are skills in general. You also want Overshadow as well to ensure we get more damage coming in from our QT. So again, all these skills are a must for this run. And for our defensive blessing zones, you want life, you want aggressive offense, you also want this right here to ensure our team members do survive just a bit longer when it comes to natural disaster, and you want to run this one here as well, just for bonus shield, right? Just run this one because the shields are a bit more viable. That way, if you do get hit, you're not getting knocked down, losing out on very important damage, of course. Now let's jump into our hunters. Let me just show them very quickly. Oops, wrong tab. Let's go to hunter. So this is our Chaw, lots of attack, but I do want you to know when it comes to Chaw, you do want an excessive amount of mana consumption reduction, right? We have 4,000 right here to ensure we spam our skills. I do want to mention that when it comes to Chaw, we want it for this right here. That is the brand effect put on the target, giving us a crit rate and crit damage increase by 12%, pretty substantial. So we do want our team, and she deals damage overall. We want Yuso Hyun with a lot, and I mean a ton, of defense penetration. 39% is not enough. You also want more than me right here when it comes to mana consumption reduction. We want a lot more. She should deal at least up to the 2 billion damage mark if you build it right. So keep that in mind. When it comes to the hunters here, I mean, not as important. You obviously want defense penetration, good attack on them, just like SL here, same thing. Good attack, good defense penetration. Again, we could do much better. It's just hard to build every single hunter out there. Trust me, it's not easy. Same thing with Emma. I mean, right now when it comes to Emma, my build honor is dog garbage. Right now, it's not good at all, but that's okay. I mean, we got some defense penetration coming in again. When it comes to our hunters, it's not too required for this team because while Jinwoo's dealing the most of our damage, Libor again, she doesn't need too much. Just make sure she survives. Make sure she can use her core tank to apply the charm effect. This is what we want right here. The charm effect always coming in to ensure we get that 15% bonus damage taken on target, which is huge. Trust me, you do not want to miss that. Remember, it is her core attack that activates the charm effect, so her mana is not important. She can go out of mana, no problem. It will not pose a negative to the team, so you're good to go in that regard, of course. Now, with all that said, let me just go back to the guild boss page before we jump into the battle. I do want to confirm we covered everything here. Yep, we covered the builds. Again, you can copy them. These are the builds here, just confirm. We do run the Obsidian set on Jinwoo, so I don't want to mention them. When it comes to Jinwoo, the Expert set and Obsidian set work. Just use the set that gives you the best stats overall. You want to have maximum defense penetration up to 44% is ideal, so keep that in mind. You want to make sure you use either Expert or Obsidian. Obsidian is preferred. It resulted in more damage, at least more consistent damage, so keep that in mind that Obsidian is very viable. You can use either or. Just make sure you get the most defense penetration coming in. So that's the build guide itself, right? When it comes to your cores, just make sure you want maximum defense penetration on pretty much all of them, right? Adjust your cores based on the stats you need. There is no point in copying other people's cores because they just depend on the hunter stats you have based on the artifacts. Keep that in mind. When it comes to Jinwoo, only this core right here is really important. This one you don't need mana for right now, so this one's important. Again, we just want defense penetration across all of them right now, maximizing on that. I would say right now the only cores that really matter are these ones right here on hunters that we do need mana on. So like Yuso Hyun, like Emma, like Chaw, you do want this purple core to ensure their mana is reduced. Unfortunately for me, I don't have that option for all my hunters based on the defense penetration stat I want on them, so I did have to kind of pull through and use some random ones, unfortunate, but we still got a good damage result. So let's jump in, let's cover the battle because it's honestly a very simple battle guide. We just spam our skills to ensure we get the most debuffs, buffs, and damage coming in. Now here we have the battle guide. The moment you spawn in, you want to use your Stormbringer, get the debuffs applied, use your Night Killer to get even more debuffs on target, then start spamming your Thunderstorm, right? Use Liberation, reset it, use Thunderstorm yet again, Liberation when you can, and Overshadow. You just want to spam your skills as much as possible, just because as you spam, right, it ensures the dragon does oftentimes target on you, ensuring your hunters do not die. That is the one annoyance of this battle itself. The fact that your hunters will die over and over and over again non-stop, okay? You will get mad, you will get upset, but overall, when it comes to battle, when it comes to your ultimate, you want to save it for when the dragon screams. So right here, when the dragon screams, use your ultimate to reset the dragon's rotations. You understand? You want to reset the rotations of the attack order, and when you use your ultimate here, it ensures your hunters don't die. The damage you receive is mitigated from my understanding. So you can see right here, our hunters basically are full HP still, which is very good, and you just want to keep on using rotation when it comes to Liberation, Thunderstorm, spamming it over and over again. You want to make sure you basically never have any cooldowns. The only skill you want to save is Liberation for the Thunderstorm reset, okay? Always spam. Use your auto attacks when you can, your basic attacks, to ensure your mana is kept up to standard, right? That way you can keep on spamming. Use your Stormbringer whenever it is up. You want the debuff always applied, right? And you want to time your wind skill too, to ensure the buffs always come into play. You want to get that bonus attack bonus always, right? And again, let me go back here. The dragon screamed, right? So we use our ultimate skill to ensure, right here, he's about to scream. We use our ultimate skill to ensure we reset rotation and to ensure our hunter's damage is mitigated. Very important, but that's essentially the run itself. I mean, it's not too involved. You want to spam, you want to time your ultimate accordingly, and you want to make sure you break the target, getting the maximum stacks off from Essel. That's overall the run. I can't really think of anything else to mention here. Let me check my notes very quickly. I just have a quick little write-up here. Yeah, I do want to mention that when it comes to our Shadow Step, right? You can see here the Shadow Step is really not used too often, only when we really have to, or when we can use a dodge and time it with our skills. We have so much fence penetration right now from Emma, from other hunters, and from Jinwoo in general, right? We have so much fence pen, so Shadow Step is not your priority. You can use it, of course, when you want, but again, spam your skills is the must here. When a target does break, you can Shadow Step too. That is a pretty good time to use it, but I've seen people literally use it maybe twice in their run and still get a 20 billion damage result. So this run overall with this build is different from what we're used to. Do not use this for other builds and other runs. This is specific to the dragon right now, where Shadow Step's usage isn't as highly valued as it was before, but still, you can use it, you can time it right, to ensure you get that bonus, well, marginal bonus defense penetration, because we have so much of it already. But yeah, that's essentially the build itself and the battle guide. Hope you enjoyed. Again, shout out to everyone for making this build possible. The guide itself, the run, the community is great when it comes to Guild Boss. It's changing every single week now, apparently. We'll see based on the brand new reset doesn't change as well. I mean, I sure hope it doesn't, just because it's a lot of work setting up your build every single week. It's not like the power destruction where we have easier loadout because your Jinwoo deals the most damage there. Your hunters deal okay damage too, but it's easier to use general builds for your hunters and power destruction. When it comes to Guild Boss, you have to be very specific and you have to basically change your entire build. And there we go, 68 rage, 20 billion. Sorry for the lag, it's a recording, but there is the build and battle guide. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop your like, make sure to subscribe as well, and make sure you join our Discord server and support us if you want a good guild. And also, if you want a bunch of codes sent directly to you, we have so many codes right now that you can get, of course, so jump in and support us that way. You don't miss out on the Essence Zones, Manpower Extracts, Shadow Energy, Marks of Time, and more. You want to get all these benefits right here. We have even more codes coming out, so do enjoy. But on that note, this is your Code King Zaf signing out. See you in the next video, of course.